Welcome back to our TA training series. In this video, we will be covering the safe and proper use of our laboratory's MIG welding equipment. MIG welding, in general, is an efficient process for permanently joining two pieces of similar metals. It's common to use the process to join steel to steel or aluminum to aluminum, but as we learned in the classroom, we cannot attach or weld a piece of steel to a piece of aluminum using traditional electric arc welding processes.
Let's begin with an overview of the equipment. The most important part of the MIG welding machine is the electric power supply. It's adjustable so that you can weld thinner or thicker materials with the same unit. Next, the large steel tank contains the shielded welding gas for use with the MIG process. The shielded welding gas is used to protect the molten pool from rapid oxidation during the welding process. Opening the side access panel allows us to show the students the rest of the components. The first of which is the spool of metal filler wire, which is the same composition as the base metals we will weld today for the demonstration. If the students ask about the color of the filler wire, you can tell them it has a very thin copper coating to prevent oxidation while it's sitting in the welding machine. Next, you should show the students the drive rollers, which pull the filler wire off the spool and push it through the welding lead, bringing it to the gun tip. The drive rollers also transmit electricity through the filler wire when the operator depresses the trigger on the MIG welding gun. The final component of interest is the grounding lead of the MIG welder. This allows the electrical circuit to be completed and returns the current back to the machine's power supply.
Next, let's discuss some rules for personal safety when you're welding in our facility. The first rule is to always close the red tinted welding curtain that surrounds the welding shop before welding to protect other users from the intense light produced during the welding process. Second, when it comes to your personal protection, your personal safety gear, you must of course follow our regular facility rules about wearing proper footwear, proper long pants of a significant fabric, and also you're going to wear your safety glasses. In addition, you're going to wear one of our welding jackets. And the jackets provide the protection you need, again, from the hot sparks and also the UV radiation and the intense heat. You always want to protect your skin from that. You're going to wear a pair of welding gloves on your hands for the same reasons. And you're also going to wear a welding helmet. These helmets have a very darkly tinted screen that protects your eyes, again, from the intense light produced by the arc welding arc. In addition, when you're working in a facility like this with other users, there are some important rules that we follow when welding around other people. The first is to always give notice before you begin welding. In this case, in our lab, we call out eyes very loudly. We pause for 2 to 3 seconds, and then we commence with the welding to give anyone in the area a chance to either leave, look away, or put on their welding helmet. In addition, whenever we walk into the welding shop, we must always assume that any metals on the table could be extremely hot. By just looking at this metal, I can't tell whether it's at room temperature or whether it's 250 degrees. It looks the same to me, so you never want to just walk up and grab a piece of material off the welding table. Always assume that it's hot and carefully do a temperature test before grabbing a piece of material off the welding table. Okay. The last rule that's worth mentioning, we have very good safety procedures in our lab, but when you go other places and do welding, again, you want to make sure that you remove any jewelry off your hands because a ring or piece of jewelry could give the electric arc welding process an alternate path to ground, causing a severe hand injury. So take any jewelry off your hands before you do any type of electric arc welding. Eyeball. Eyeball.
When adjusting the voltage control knob on the Hobart MIG welder, ensure the handle is always pointing directly at one of the numbers, for example, directly at the 3 or directly at the 4 voltage setting, but never halfway in between two settings. If this occurs, the welder simply will not weld. A common mistake for new TAs using the MIG welder is to forget to turn on the shielding gas bottle. If you make this mistake and proceed with welding, you'll notice an excessive amount of porosity and weld spatter on the part, as shown in the comparison photo on the screen. For the final part of our TA training video, I'm going to link some excellent tutorials and arc shots brought to you by Jody Collier at weldingtipsandtricks.com. If you have any interest in becoming a better welder, then I encourage you to spend some time on his website, watching some of his excellent videos, and then apply the techniques in our lab. The videos are hyperlinked for your convenience.